What's up, YouTube? This is DarkAlpha, and welcome to the first episode in MUTEvolution.com's Coin Making Hints, Tips, and Tricks guide. We have a huge post written up on Evo. Come check it out. If you haven't yet, the link should be in the description. So first off, if you're new to Ultimate Team, you're NCAA Ultimate Team or Ultimate Team in general, it's a mode where you create cards, and the real trick to making coins is like you have three real methods. You can flip cards in the auction house. Doesn't really take much game skill to do that. You can play games in head-to-head seasons where you win coins, and that's also a very effective method. But if you don't have coins, you're just starting out, you don't have a really budget team, you can't really do either of those options. There's a third option that's available to everybody, and also a pretty decent way to make some coins, is to play solo challenges. And this first episode will be about solo challenges, how to do it, ways to do it, and just general hits and tips to start making coins for your team. First off, the starter pack, it's not really that great. You don't really have guys who can do very much. You have wide receivers who can't catch, running backs who can't really run, and defenders who can't really play defense. So the best way to really, play these solo challenges, drain the clock out. The more you have the ball, the less plays are going to be made, stuff like that. So first, set your lineup. You're going to have your if you started off, you have that Bo Jackson. If you're just starting off now, you're probably going to get a Vic. And you'll see all these different challenges here. There's these conference ones, which have some pretty decent coin rewards down at the end. And then you go into bowl games. And these are what I feel are going to be the best ones for you guys to start off with. You also got these weekly challenges. Make sure to do it, every week. Get yourself a decent amount of coins and a nice gold reward pack for a chance at a decent gold player. And then you also have the impossible challenges and stuff like that. But you don't really want to worry about that until the end. As you can see, these bowl games, pretty decent coin rewards as you go through them, and it ends up with an All-American pack. So if you do these CPU games, you'll get yourself a decent team or decent coins. I'd recommend not pulling packs with these coins that you make from these solo challenges. Instead, use them to buy nice budget players from the budget guide that we've outlined, the best bang for your buck players, and use that to help improve your team. To demonstrate that this is available with a basic team, I made this on a farm account. I farm Evo Cura. We go out a solo team. Notice how you can do these conferences, but you cannot do these bowl games at first. So you need to go out there. If you can, check out budget players on our budget team. It's a great series. We got, the best bang for your buck players. At the end, I'll show you, cards that you can buy. At the end of this one, I'll give you a hint of what's going on. So I'm going to take my team. I don't know why my controller keeps sucking like this. I hate it. I can't wait till the Xbox One comes out so I can get a new controller. But what we're going to do is we're going to dominate the clock. The thing about solo challenges, you need to absolutely dominate the clock. Make sure that you can get it over with as fast as you can. Make the games go by very quickly. And the way to do that is by pressing left bumper to go to adjustments. Or I don't know what the button is in PS3. But you can adjust all these things like big hit, strip ball, zone coverage. But on the offensive side, I'd recommend... Oh, controller died. I hate it. I hate this thing. I hate it to death. But I have to deal with it for a couple more months. So go back to adjustments. You'll see we got tempo. That's the one you want. Set it to conservative. That'll make it so the clock drains off almost completely right before each play, and you can make the game go by a lot more quickly. And it works for every solo challenge. It'll make it all go by a lot quicker. When you're on solos, it doesn't really matter if they score or not because you're going to be dominating the clock. And you're going to be scoring when there's no time, stuff like that. So what I would recommend doing, I would just blitz every play. I mean, it either lets them score and gives you the time you need to set up a good clock controlling drive, or if you're lucky, you can get a sack and you can, force pressure on them, you can get a turnover. It doesn't really matter what happens, but I like to just, get the ball as fast as I can so I can start draining the clock. And this way, if I blitz almost every play, then it'll give me the possession a lot sooner. Because if they have the possession, the game's not going very quickly, and I can either get a sack or force a turnover like this, or they'll score. And if they score, that's not a big deal, because then I'll just drain the whole clock out as I score, and then I'll get the ball back. So, in this one, I did force a punt. He punted it away, and now I just need to drain out the rest of the half. And there's all these formations you can do. When you first start off, a lot of people, when I tell them to run the ball, they're going to try to run the ball, and they're coming out of these heavy formations, I, power I, strong I, stuff like that. And while it works sometime, it's not really the best, because the defense then comes out in its own, base formation 3-4, the base 4-3, stuff like that, and it's hard to run. So what I like to do, come in this 3 wide slot formation out of the single back. This way they'll come out in a nickel. Look how easy it is to run up the middle now. Huge holes because they're guarding the wide receivers on the edge. That's what I just like to do. drain the clock, sub them out once in a while. You also want to get good at practicing these out routes. On the left side, look at this. Throw it right now, and these out routes are going to be absolutely critical for, for pretty much ever. It's just so important. What also you can do, these tight end streaks down the seam, those kill the zone coverage, while the out routes work man coverage. To really know how powerful out routes are and how it translates to future head-to-head season games, watch the right side, Larry Fitzgerald, and how good the out route is. 4 seconds left, but I trust this route so much. Look at that. Open, tie game. Now all I need to do is drain the clock out in the second half and then, kick a field goal and I'd win. Practicing this out route in solo challenges, while it's also very effective, will be perfect to help practice for live games. Look at when you need to throw. So the best way to throw, I'm going to start throwing right now. Look at that. Larry Fitzgerald hasn't even begun his cut. Right when he's about to begin the cut, throw a bullet pass. Time it. Get your timing down. Get it down perfectly. Look at this. He's throwing the ball, not even beginning his cut. So right when he's starting it, the ball's in the air, going to where he will be, and you'll see it. It's almost unstoppable when done right against man. Back off. Look at the tree hump as the touchdown. I want to watch it again. Whoop! Whoop! Enjoy that tree hump. I think it's adorable. But getting back to the game, I'm going to do the hurry up here. I don't need to call a timeout because the clock stops on first downs in NCAA. And I'm going to keep it because if this run doesn't score, I can call a timeout and call another run. I do happen to score, though, so everything works out. And so now it's halftime. Now all I need to do, drain the clock out, and I would win. You can notice by switching the right stick, I can flick my formations around. Halfback spell will sub out your running back. So if you're a good 1-2 running back, you can keep them subbed out, keep them fresh, not get them fatigued, so they can continue to run the ball well and pretty much just not fumble. But now all we need to do is get in field goal range, kick field goals, the clock expires, and and I would win the game. The solo challenges make it go by really quickly. Here on sweep runs, note that on sweeps, sometimes if you audible to just a quote-unquote run, it'll change it from a sweep run, which is a zone where they just block outward, to a power O, where the guard pulls. So if you want to get an extra blocker, you can audible from a sweep to a power O, and it'll bring the guard over. But I prefer to run sweep runs because the blocking works really well. Look at that spin move. Thing about solo challenges, I could score here if I wanted, but then I would just give them the ball back, and the game would take a little longer. So I just go down in field goal range. Note that if I had let them score the first time, it would be tied, and now I would just need to go in field goal range. Something good, I always choose plays where I can audible to the other one, so I scout out my playbook. I know on this formation, if I choose halfback sweep, I can audible to a dive by just choosing the run audible. So I can audible from an outside to an inside run. Here, I switch it. I'm going to switch sides using the right stick for running. So I flick my right stick to the left. Now I change the sides of the run. I run to the weak side, and now I just run out to get a field goal or to get a first down out of field goal. And now it's just 3 quick kneels. This game would have taken a lot longer if I had scored and stuff like that. But because I just drained the clock out, made it go by as quickly as possible, it's over. Now I can move on, get my coins, and then continue to improve my team. After a couple solo challenges, I'm going to have some coins. What I would recommend first off, if you're just starting out there, get a running back first. It'll really help. One of my absolute favorite running backs in the game, I still use him as my second running back. I sub him out with Adrian Peterson all the time. Is D'Angelo Williams. This guy is super cheap and just incredibly amazing. I'm going to show you guys his stats real quick. That's what you got to do. Use these budget players. Improve your team. Make solos a lot easier. For 1,500 coins, I could get a really great running back at 93 speed, 93 acceleration, 84 trekking. And he's pretty elusive, and he's got great carry, so he's not going to cough the ball up. But another trick you guys want to use when you solo challenges, look at these bids. You can just abuse these bids on these low. Nobody's bidding on these cards, so you can either be, want to really get it, but I recommend being patient, bidding on these cards. You can always go to time remaining, snipe it out. Here, 3 hours, I got a 500 coin one coming out. And these are really great ways to improve your team, doing solo challenges, and winning your way up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We got a bunch more coming for coin making tips, including the best ways to flip cards in the auction house, which is a very profitable one. You can also do head-to-head seasons, which is fantastic because now you can play the game and get coins. I'll have a bunch of tips and tricks coming for head-to-head seasons on my personal channel, maybe here on the Evo channel, so make sure to sub to me on both. Come join us on Evo if you haven't. We got the full coin making guide to help bring your team to the next level, find the best bang for your buck players. Again, DarkAlpha, NFUT Evolution.com. Stay tuned for some more coin making tips. Thanks for watching.